Daniel Aragão Cavalcante. I'm from Pindorama. Pindorama is the first name of the Brazilian land, but baptized by the indigenous people. So nowadays I'm saying Pindorama because it's more, more real. we need to think about the Amazon all the time. So every time I try to think about Brazil, I try to think way back, like before we could imagine now, you know what I mean? Because there's too many stories that we don't know, so that's what it is. But I'm from there, from Brazil, Brazilian. I'm trying to reconnect with my Sephardic Jewish culture. Before we were Portuguese people that went to Açores. From Açores we went to Brazil. I was like, I'm gonna try to go to Portugal a while, because it's too much things happening in Brazil and I cannot deal with that all the time, emotionally, And it's just like, half of my life in one place, half in another is always good, in a way, If you think about, your whole life, If you think only about where you're from and that you have to live there, then your mind gets limited, and limited into a place, and you have to put yourself out, even though here we don't have all the privileges, that you have back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back home it's always like, like farms and, friends and all the luxury weather all the time, But at the same time, you have to discover new people, meet new people, and Portugal is a meeting point, right? Should we say that? It's a meeting point, Portugal, right? For everybody. I just got this van, like, to my studio and try to connect more professionally, with in the places, I'm a filmmaker in Brazil, so I was like, there I cannot do this because it's too violent, too much violence. I cannot have like a car with equipment, you know what I mean? With records and instruments, because it's really hard you can get really like easily lose your stuff, So I'm like, okay, if there's a place I should do this, it's gonna be in Portugal, because it's quiet, there's nice people, and it's people here they don't want to fight, they are in peace, so everybody comes here to be in peace, so that's an important place.
Can you show me around your van?
Yeah, sure. I'm still renovating, so it's like I'm in a process.
Cool. So maybe we meet later and you show me the end result. But now it's very nice to see the process.
So here I have my vinyls. My vinyl, my couch, my piano. It's hard, it's a mess, but still going.
Nice. And what I see, what is this?
This is a bathtub that I'm installing still. I just bought this car like 3 weeks ago, So like Christmas time, and then like,
Serious sound equipment. Super cool. And it is a vinyl collection. How many of vinyls do you have?
I have like 1,000 here with me. In Brazil I have like 5,000, like a bigger collection. But here I have only the best, and mostly like Brazilian music, because it's harder to find. So it's a way to be more, to play, because we need music all the time, right? So sometimes like when we go outside, it's always like the same commercial music, so we have to try to show more, like the Brazilian records, they're good. Because like it might be the best music in the world, like if you think about it, like the whole perspective of, like it's so good, so yeah.
what would be your favorite record that you can choose if you're allowed to take only one?
Only one? Well, there's one here that I will take for sure. Like this right now, like you know, I don't have time. I will take this one here. This is a maestro from Brazil. He was an orphan when in the 30s, and he walked all the way from the north of Brazil to Rio de Janeiro and became like a president of the national radio, you know. And in the 30s in Brazil, you know, he was a black guy completely without, and he's like a maestro. He went to LA and he started working with Hollywood there, like as a composer. So he's like one of the greatest. Moacir Santos.
Super cool.
Pico da Mota is like usually the surfers they go to Almagreira because it's closer to Peniche, to Baleal. But then here is like in the summer, in the high season, it's really good with more people and more surfers. But right now it's quite quiet, so if you want to sleep like only listen to the sound of the waves, this is a nice place, you know, to just one day just to get feeling quietness, complete quietness, and see the stars. And it's not far from the city, you know, so yeah. But it's a secret place. We cannot tell too much to people. We cannot publish it, or else we're gonna lost.
And what is ocean for you?
Ocean is a way of coming back to the warmth of the mother, you know, like you go inside your mother's womb and you feel all the vibration, you know. So that's the shortest cut to what you were before you were born, you know. For me, you know, but like, what is that? But I'm a little bit afraid of the ocean too. I'm not like 100%, you know. I surf, but not all the time. I'm very careful, you know. There's too many stories about people that they get lost in the ocean, that die. So I'm trying to discover that still, you know, like my connection. But one day I'm gonna sail from here to Brazil with a sailboat.
Wow, so
One
that's
day.
your dream.
Yeah, that's my dream. Now it's my dream. It's like that you always have a dream that's not easy to achieve, right? So this is the dream, because it's gonna be so hard that I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But maybe one day, like, I still have time. Take slow, right? I take slow. I would say music is my place of power, you know. Like if I'm in a place where I can have playing music that I love, you know, and feel the sound like in the body, you know, then I'm like connected, you know. Doesn't matter where I am. But for sure, the nature is always the best, right? Being in nature is what we want for us, for our life, right? We need that, right? If we don't have nature, we just like lost spirits, you know, like in a concrete. This track by Moacir Santos, because I was showing him Nana. Nana is the spirit of the water. So it's a very mindful and spiritual song, you know, that connects with the Afro-Brazilian roots. There's a friend of mine called Marco Elias. He's a very funny guy and surfer. It'll be nice.
Will you point him for the next interview?
Yeah, because if you want to discover people from Baleal, that will be interesting for you, maybe.